So
que je suis pas prêt.
hello everybody and welcome to another lovely Friday night Warno. Today in a bit of a bigger setup than usual because, and that's why we also don't do a 2v2 event this time around, because we have 3 lovely members of EUGEN joining us this time around. And with that, all of their original map department, but by now only half of their current map department. And yeah, let's say hello to Sadokar, MTGG, and Sire Tadisco de Magnol, aka Theo, Mathieu, and Jan.
Hello guys.
Hello, hello.
Hello everyone, let's go for Theo for the rest of the stream.
Yeah, and yeah, let's leave it to Jan for introducing the whole team once more and give you guys a bit more of an intro what they are all doing.
Yes. So I'm Jan. I'm not. My true name is not Sadokar666. Hello. First of all, thank you Protoss for inviting us. I've been watching your video for a long time, and I want to tell you that you've done a great job with the quality of your content. First.
Thanks.
So, to start, let me introduce myself. I'm Jan, and I'm the head of the team that produce map for Warno.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you hear me? Because I have a little.
Yes, you was
Yes,
shut
we do
down.
hear you, Jan.
We
But
can
you-
hear you
we-
on my end at least, and I think the stream can pick you up as well, yes.
You were saying that you were at the head of the map department at EUGEN Systems.
Yes, but when I speak, I hear myself, so it'll be confused.
Wait, will you hear yourself? I'm not through my microphone at least. I don't hear anything double.
So
Do you have Twitch open in one of your
yes.
browser? Classical, typical move.
So it's better now.
Yeah, I guess so. I don't know.
It's up to
Okay.
you. You have to mute yourself and
Okay. Yes, yes, it's good for me. Okay, so my job is to make sure we meet our production deadline, and that the team follow and improve our production process. I also work on R&D for the game. For example, how to improve travel and combat in the mountain. In case like that, I have to work with level builders and developers, and actually my job involves working a lot with developer to work on production tools, game optimization. And at least when I have some free time, I also help with my production, but that becoming more rare because it's rare to be fully immersed in production while also keeping track on of the team progress. When you're in production, you need to stay focused on your task, and keeping tracks on production can break that focus.
Okay, so MTTG, you are also for the first time here on the stream. What is your part in EUGEN, and what is
my favorite
He was asking about
Yes.
MTGG.
or Sadokar, can you still hear us?
Sorry, I don't hear what you say.
Okay. I thought you were going on. Sorry, I thought you were going on with what Mathieu is going on, or like I wanted to go and say hello to what Mathieu is doing in the map making team. And
Yes. So in the team, I'm mainly working on building maps. So you asked me the question, yeah?
yes.
Okay. So I create the patterns we use to build the map. For example, if you imagine a group of houses making up a large residential area, so I'm the one in charge of structuring the elements to make them credible and optimized for performance issue. For examples, not using too many elements. Then I arrange these patterns to form a coherent wall with roads, forests, fields, and mountains to create the entire map. So I'm more of a level artist, if you know the term, or environment compositor. If so, yeah, for my I can resume my job as this.
Yeah, you are the guy who makes all the lovely buildings like the high rises in the Twin Cities and upcoming urban
Yes,
assault, the lovely, lovely airfield, together with the other
yes.
guys, figuring out
I'm
the
more
layouts afterwards.
on the visual side of the
Yeah.
level build. Yeah.
Yeah, and then obviously, Theo, we already had you here before, but yeah, I guess a good couple of viewers don't quite know what you're doing here. So
Yeah, just to do this quick, I'm on the design side of map design, so
yeah, you're figuring out
I'm
the layout
thinking
of
about.
everything and so on. And then the big question is, you guys were going on about your map team not quite being only you three anymore. So what can you tell us about the other supportive members of your team that have joined over the last couple of weeks, months, days?
Yeah, last month I think that 3 people joined us in the map design team. 2 of them are trainees that are here to learn the job and to make great maps for you guys. They are much more on the production side of map making. That is to say that they build the map from scratch and following our instruction. And the last one is an experienced level artist and level builder who is going to do and who is doing currently the job that, for instance, Mathieu is doing and was doing since the beginning of Warner.
That is great to hear. Obviously, always great to hear that you guys get more support in the already great job that you're
Yeah.
doing.
We're really happy for that. Yes,
Yeah.
it's a great help.
And yeah, that is. With that said, guys, I guess it's time to get some action after the first introduction. And yep, let's start into this little destruction game on one of your beautiful, beautiful maps here. With
Thank you.
a pretty interesting layout here, if I remember correctly. With destruction maps, always a bit more of an interesting one. And yeah, we're gonna go into a bit of a deeper Q&A session later on, guys. Don't you worry, chat. We're gonna go over your questions and stuff. And yeah, let's have some fun here first, though. It won't be easy. It seems like the other side is rather stacked. Banter, Lathans. I'm not quite sure who the not Derek is. And I'm also not quite
I
sure.
think it's not Derek.
Well, that's the question. the amount of Derek alts and not Derek alts and all.
Yeah, there's a lot of sneaky Dereks these
There's
days.
a lot of interesting people, Derek names out there. You never know what the truth really is. Also, not quite sure who Serena's. And yeah, let's go around. And yeah, let's have some fun here.
I mean, we don't even know if not Derek's is French or isn't French.
Yeah,
That
it
is
could absolutely be
the
hippie.
substance of the thing, you know?
It could be anybody basically. Yeah.
If it's okay for you, I can take the right side.
Yeah, great. I'm going for the left side.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I believe I would be relatively well situated in the middle because I have a good couple of Challenger Mark IIs to roll forward with my British heavy armor. And it's
Yeah,
obviously
so-
destruction because, yeah, destruction doesn't get quite enough light out there. Also, when it comes to Theo's work, destruction is always, at the moment, a bit on the wilder end so far when it comes to the layouts. So I always enjoy giving those a bit of a try.
With destruction, we always try something different, something new. with every game mode, we want to give a game another flavor, another taste. And with Destruction, this is the taste of madness, in fact.
Okay. Can you do you guys remember out of the blue which area in Germany this map was based on?
Honestly, I cannot remember. This is a real riverside that exists in Germany, but I cannot remember where we took it. This island in the middle is existing somewhere. I don't quite remember where. And these mountains also are taken from a real DEM. Somewhere in
This war will be over by
Middle
Christmas.
Germany, West Germany. I don't exactly remember where.
So sometimes we have to mix many parts of Germany, you know,
Ready to blow some tanks, sir.
for gameplay reason. But I'm not sure that exactly a part of Germany compliant, but we try to have something look similar.
Waiting for instructions.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Like, for
you,
example,
Protos, you come from Germany, no?
yes,
right.
I'm coming from northern Germany.
Okay. What do you think about the credibility
Somebody
of
call for a cab?
our map
I
for a guy who lives
Is there a
in
taxi?
Germany?
I mean the maps like the landscapes look pretty close.
Landscape,
to what they do.
yes, yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
The rivers also. The autobahns have a bit too few signs. If I would have complained about anything, then the autobahns and like the Landstraßen, like all the streets, could use a couple more signs because obviously we Germans love order, so signs everywhere. But I get that those are tough to render and stuff. But like speed, and then the buildings are really fitting. Like for central Germany, most of these buildings fit quite nicely in how especially the newer edition. Like we already obviously had one change there, right, when it comes to buildings, compared to the first original version of 1.0. You already had one level up there, and since then I believe those are rather credible.
Checklist completed.
Both when it comes to the more high-rising building, which, funnily enough, I remember a lot of people were like, "Oh yeah, those are not looking like East German blocks," and then I remember I had to explain to quite a couple of people, so yeah, West Germany had blocks as well,
I'm all ears.
because people didn't know about those kind of blocks like on Twin Cities.
Indeed, after the war, every Europe country has that kind of block. So
Yeah.
Red
this
six,
was
mounted up.
the era, as we can say.
Yeah, I remember that people were like, "Oh yeah, that the layout of them is not credible because
Any orders, sir?
they don't look as orderly as you would think of Stalin blocks." But here, they're not Stalin blocks. So
Yeah.
and West Germany is actually quite a bit looser on how they put them. Like they basically kind of put them wherever there was space,
We'll deploy in this position.
and that's why actually I think that's also rather credible. Obviously, a couple of things are a
Red
bit more
six,
loosely, but
mounted up.
it's all authentic. Like, and there's some liberty when it comes to spacing or so on. The only thing that is lacking on Twin Cities is a supermarket in the town. If I would
Yeah. So more supermarket.
If there's
want more?
something that we have, I'm not sure how it was in the 80s. I obviously didn't live back then, but nowadays, like, there's a supermarket basically everywhere because they're all
Yeah.
fighting.
This might be considered as a spoiler, but we are going to put supermarkets in our upcoming towns.
We're working on it.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
Great to hear.
Where do you want it delivered?
Another complaint about that
Fresh
that
delivery
was
en route.
that towns in general didn't have enough working industries or economical behavior.
Yes, sir.
And what do you think of it, Protos? And do you think we have enough industries, like in Twin Cities, for instance?
Bring us
or
the
I believe in
we
Twin
lack it?
Cities you have put that to a solid level by now. Like,
Okay.
and then we also obviously have industrial complexes like chemicals. So yeah, I think the amount of industry and working area is rather fine. Just the one thing on Twin Cities that was eerily missing was supermarkets.
A supermarket.
Okay.
Yeah, all the product placement incoming. Get that sponsorship.
Engine is running. We're waiting.
No, I think
Okay.
the supermarkets that we already have, as we obviously already have some on some other maps.
Recon unit
I
on
really
orders.
love those signs. Though I believe there was a. I'm not sure if the grammar error is still there,
Badly hit.
but I remember there originally being a grammar error. I believe that was fixed.
Enemy at 3 o'clock. High.
Hmm,
Where do you need us, sir?
this is not great. Okay, I'm getting the back zone and the Charlie zone with a CV coming in there, so that we get a bit more income here.
Okay.
Ooh, yeah, that Kiowa warrior on the right side is not doing fine. This guy's evil.
There's a lot of fight
Orders.
just over
Red 6
hotel,
mounted up. Fly zone is hot.
at the edge of hotel.
Tank destroyer ready. Hotspot movement. Prepare to engage.
Yeah, if you have artillery, like M270s or so, we should get them quite early on here.
Yeah.
Enemy spotted.
Like yeah, for example, yeah, this map here is like mostly industrial areas, right? Like those are a lot of offices,
Yeah, indeed.
and so like the mix between them is quite nice. And
We tried
Radio check.
to do something
16,
with the
over.
ID of a unexploited river with rocks, and we
Beware,
meant,
comes
yeah,
nearby.
how can you exploit a
Target
river in
down.
real life? Of course, you can do irrigation, and so that means agriculture, and so that means farms. And when you go at
Order
the
it,
north
Red
of
Winger.
this
I am
map
listening.
or at the south, from our point of view, you see a
Hunting
lot
for
of
the
farms.
enemy.
And when it comes to be closer to the river or to be surrounded by the river, we choose to put some
Beware,
industries
comes
there because
nearby.
it makes sense, energy-wise
The
and
sky
power-wise.
is ours. Yes, Captain. I am listening.
quite sure what got my calendar over there.
What
Yes, sir.
do you think about the lighting of the maps? Do you have some preferences
Target
for
right up. Units
nighttime,
Reverse, proceed
daytime
facing the
maps?
enemy.
I don't know if you have.
I mean, obviously, in the perfect world, I would love if there would be like a night and a day version of all the maps.
Yeah.
But outside of that, like I believe most of the lightings are really well done. There's a couple ones
Okay.
that feel a bit too grayish,
Mm.
but especially if you zoom in, they all have lovely skyboxes. Like for example, the one in here is fantastic once more. And like when it comes to the best lighting, I think Two Lakes
Bring us
is
there,
the top one.
taxi.
Two
Two
Lakes,
Lakes
okay.
lighting is just fantastic. And it's, I believe, also the map that is used most for screenshots, because it just
I'm all
looks
ears.
out of
Beware,
Hollywood,
comes
to be honest. Maybe even a bit too perfect for German skies, but...
Not
Yeah.
enough gray clouds right
Waiting for
there.
instructions.
Yeah, when it comes to Two Lakes, I think something we managed to do quite
Roger.
right, if I might say so, is
Enemy at 3
also
o'clock.
fields,
High.
shapes, and
If the enemy's in
especially
range,
field
so are
color,
we.
which are really bright in Two Lakes, and that's something
Ready, sir.
that takes the eyes, and that is quite cool to see,
The enemy is cut
Okay,
to
at least I
pieces.
got
in
revenge
my
there.
humble opinion.
At least I got the SU-22 back there.
Enemy spotted.
Smoked a bit too late.
Waiting for orders.
Mm.
Radio check. Red 1-6, over.
Use the SAS, move the SAS patrol forward.
Stop and have a look around. Waiting for
You're
instructions.
doing good on the middle quarters. Congrats.
No, I'm not. I already lost 2 challengers there. I believe I already produced half
That's
of our
just
losses.
simply
I'm just
deflate.
not good in destruction mode. Because I'm always
Nobody
always playing on the edge, you know? Like my KD is often positive, but just
Ready,
like
sir. Let's go.
barely.
Stay quiet.
And I'm always
Yeah.
like it is often that I have like close to the most kills, but also
They've spotted
I'm
us.
always in the top losses as well. That just doesn't fit well with
Like, we
destruction
cannot
game
say
mode.
that you did bad, but we cannot say that you did good either.
And yeah, the loss of the challengers was a bit painful.
We'll find them, and then we'll kill them. I am listening, Captain.
Bring us there, taxi. I am listening, Captain.
So what's your favorite unit in the game,
Okay,
guys?
sir.
It's hot here.
When you have...
I really like
Get
the
in formation.
aerials units, the airplanes,
Yeah.
but
Oh,
yeah.
Do you have a favorite airplane?
I don't know.
target?
I will say as a French, I like Mirage, Mirage one.
Sure.
But yeah.
For me, I guess that for me it's Banter.
And I guess then also the French? Or not the AMX-30s?
Enemy spotted. Roger. Redeploying. Out.
Are you a Leopard boy?
But no, yeah, but
On my way, control.
yes, I like Abrams too.
Ah, yeah, sure. The modern
I'm
family.
all ears.
Yes.
Enemy right up. Get in
and as
formation.
everyone used to like planes, I must say that I hate them, and so
They've
my
spotted
beloved
us.
units are the Strelers.
Repérer à midi.
The Soviet Strelers are really a good way to take down planes, and I like to take.
Enemy spotted.
Thank you for this Buratino.
Waiting for
Shots.
instructions. Hunting for the enemy.
It was painful, I must say.
That's not a Buratino, that was a Eurogun, I believe.
That was a Eurogun.
I'm all
Okay.
ears.
Yeah, the
Enemies.
Buratino
My
can't
bad,
fire
my
that
bad.
fast, I believe. Far.
Yeah, that's far away. That's far away, indeed.
And you, Protoss, what is your
Well,
favorite
the
unit?
result was the
Oh,
same.
my favorite unit is the KDA Schützen. But if it comes to vehicles, I really want
Radio
to
check. Red
like
1-6,
I really
over.
enjoy using some of the lanes as well,
Tank ready.
and
Move, but watch our
the
flanks.
Apache is also fantastic. Like I love good helicopter play, and the Apache obviously is one of the best one there.
Stop engine. Tank ready. Backwards.
Apache and is a really hard unit to take.
And I really enjoyed playing the Challenger Mark II currently in, or the Challenger
We'll
1 in
find
general
them,
in
and then we'll kill
War Thunder. So I also enjoy using
Waiting
them
for
in game at
instructions.
the moment.
And if you would have to choose between just from an efficiency performance-wise vision of the thing,
Successful
if you would
hit.
have to choose between an Apache and an Akula, which would you choose between?
Oh, but
Move, but watch our flanks.
I believe the Akula is slightly better, but the
Honestly,
Apache
I don't know.
has a mounting that is more like it has a turret mounting, but the gun on the Akula in-game at the moment is completely fixed, I believe. Which, and in real life it can change like just slightly, so the gun of the Apache allows it a lot more flexibility in that regard. But the Vickers ATGM is really strong on
Successful
the
hit.
Akula.
Surgeon highway is hit.
Yes, Captain.
I guess the Apache can fire more on the move, so it's a bit more flexible, which is lovely. Like the Akula is
Yeah, and I feel like Akula use a lot of ammunition, I mean, really quick
Move, but watch our
compared to
flanks.
the Apache. I think
At your
the
orders.
Apache is more about giving a shot
All
right
ammo
here and there,
spent.
but
Smoke
Akula
off.
is all in
Slowly.
strategy.
Oh wow, really? That smoke didn't help?
Taking me down on the left side.
That was just painful. I just lost 3 challengers and I didn't even kill that Su-25. It was just really painful. That's British AA right there. And I even smoked, but it didn't help.
Back up, back up.
Fire at will.
One less enemy.
Getting bullied once more by Mr.
Enemy
Bandana and
spotted.
by Lathans. They have come around a lot to bully me
Waiting
lately.
for instructions.
Reverse.
They have
but
joined
keep
every
facing
single
the
team
enemy.
game, no
That's
matter
what
where I am
friends
playing
are
it at the
for.
moment. I don't know what I earned that,
Waiting for
hatred for.
instructions.
but they are hunting me down everywhere.
Oh, I'm hit.
And yeah, chat, thanks for all the follows. And as yeah, guys, we will come around to your questions obviously later on as well. We also
Orders are
obviously
to shoot on sight.
have a good bit more to talk about regarding maps. But for now,
Calming's right
let's
up.
enjoy the
Give
firework here a bit.
information.
Yeah, guys, if you have any attacks or any problems, I mean, we could... Left side, that's a nice sneak with the Humvee there. At least stopping them from getting the zone, but I feel like it's not
I'm
gonna be
trying
alive
to
for
do
much
my
longer.
best.
This is Red 2. Enemy spotted.
I mean, this MV is here
Yes,
from the
Captain.
beginning of the game, so...
He sighted at 12 o'clock.
Hurricane is hitting on the right side. On Jan's units. Jan's, watch out for your supplies.
Sorry, you need my supplies?
Yes, on the
No,
left
no,
side,
you
I
have to watch out for them.
Need some extra firepower. Drop
Party is
200.
spamming your
6
supplies.
rounds. Over.
Artillery.
I move.
Bogies ahead. Ready to engage.
Ah!
Yeah, we might need a bit more... I could use a bit more long-range AA in the middle, though I guess
Yes,
it's a bit
Captain.
too late anyways now. Like, I lost way too many points there in the center.
Enemy right up. Get in
I
formation.
lost 5 of my 6 challengers.
At your orders.
Oh no, I lost 4 of my 6 challengers there. That's good.
Any orders, sir? On the engine, we're moving. What are the orders?
Cible devant,
Oh
prêt à
no.
attaquer.
Left hands is going for the MVs.
Surgeon Highway is hit!
Yeah. This isn't
I hear
going
you
to
loud
end
and
well.
clear.
I send my last airplane.
We can't take it anymore!
Ooh, watch out, seat
You
plane
have
on the
orders,
right
Captain?
side. Yes, we can. Panic's coming around.
Drop 200. 6 rounds. Over. Objectif repéré à midi.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, we didn't have enough air defenses in this game. But I don't know, I believe I took the basics deck instead of my own, because I just didn't have any fighters in this deck whatsoever. That's not my usual setup for sure.
Indeed.
Whoa. They send many airplanes back.
I am
Yes.
listening, Captain. L'ennemi approche. Protégez le canon. Ready to pound them, sir. Adjusting fire.
I'm not quite sure what's happening here with my deck.
Go on, control.
Beware, commies nearby.
Oh, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Waiting for instructions.
Oh no.
A lot of stuff is going on the left side.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I see that. Gotta try to come in.
I'm not sure how we think that.
Oh, it's the 55 spam.
Je vois du mouvement. Soyez prêts.
Winchester, damn it. Roger, redeploying. Out. It's hot up there. I'm pulling out.
And Protoss, how many hours have you played on Wano?
I mean, played, I have no idea, but I have logged in 1,500. But I believe around half of them are spent,
Engine is
or
running.
more than half of
We're
them
waiting.
by now might have been
Deploying
spent
this position.
watching
In
and
the armor?
spectating stuff. Because
Go on,
obviously
control.
a lot of casting, but yeah,
Move and open your eyes.
Damn, that was close.
like 700 hours or so of active playtime. So obviously quite a bit.
Yeah, on the left side, this is what we call in French the bandade.
C'est ça.
Enemy nearby.
I just
fishing.
cannot fight this.
Damn, that was close.
Yeah, we'll try to cluster run it.
Winchester, damn it. Roger that, Red Leader.
I'm not sure
Some nice
if it is a
damage.
good idea though.
Bullseye.
Nice, I got a kill on
Might
something
Might as well
here at
from
least.
the middle.
Enemy right up. Get in formation.
Ah,
Checklist completed. Ready to go.
I tried to use some heat, but yeah.
Red 4 waiting for action. Bandit sighted at 12 o'clock. The engine is overheating and
That's
so am I.
a lot of
Loud and
fires.
clear.
It's coming from everywhere.
Blue leader to Sunray. I am listening.
Yeah, they have a lot of zones that we control, so they have a lot of money.
What are your orders, sir?
And this is how you win a war, with a lot of money.
Yeah. And good air superiority.
Enemy at 3 o'clock. Hi.
Which we
Yeah, that's what.
What are your orders, sir?
That's what
Let's hope
history
there won't be
tells us.
any
I feel like the Iraqi army in Desert Storm over here.
Yeah, I'm getting bombarded, and that's all I can do. Yeah. I just only have rifles and they have planes,
Beware,
so
commies
yeah,
nearby.
bullets don't penetrate planes. Unless they are really big.
Yes, Captain.
But I mean,
I got a hit.
yeah, they are M16 or
Red 6
So-
mounted up.
not that big.
I need that tail rotor check.
Okay, he's not
Damn,
looking
that
out.
was close.
Yeah.
Someone need a guardian angel? Heading to given grid reference.
Sending some helos at the middle.
Yes,
Pretty
Captain.
useful.
No,
Successful hit.
gotta use some javelins over here.
Where do you need us, sir?
Oh god.
Andrew, get there.
Cible devant, prêt à attaquer.
The next
At one
T-Type
point
4
we
storm
wanted
coming
to
in.
Guardian angel?
name a map
Successful
Javelin,
hit.
but we just simply remembered that yeah, Javelin was a unit, so it was going to create a lot of dirt. And so we didn't name that map Javelin.
Enemy at 3 o'clock. Hi. What are your orders, sir?
BBL Milan.
Let's fly.
Mhm.
Hit! What are your orders, sir? Just get me out of here. Checklist completed. Ready to go.
BT first.
Cible devant, prêt à attaquer.
The sky is ours.
This is why we have KD8 division.
I got a hit.
Nice. Okay, yeah. T-34 swarm at least is dying down a bit.
Hit!
There's so many other units behind that.
Cible devant, prêt à attaquer.
Ammo
That's obviously
completed.
only T-34, so they don't even bring that many points.
Waiting for instructions.
Yeah.
I
You
got a
kill more
hit.
than 10 of those to pay off for one
I
shot.
know, but how our game designers managed to put the T-34 into one. I mean, that's a great idea. Like this
There's a
drag
lot of
rush
popos on the
kind
left
of
side as well.
strategy.
Hit!
A lot of infantry, yeah. If you have some bombs to drop here,
I got
that
a
might be a
hit.
good idea.
What are the orders?
Mm,
Successful hit.
I'll need to resupply my rocket helicopters first.
Enemy at 3 o'clock.
But I'm
Hi.
gonna try to get there.
Good job, gunner.
Maybe we could win. I'm sure.
Yes.
This is called optimism.
Medic! Tank ready.
Cible devant, prêt à attaquer.
Everything isn't lost yet.
Good job, gunner.
It's
Everybody
only a
check your
flesh
ammo.
wound, right?
Yes.
Successful hit.
You have like just only 10,000 more points on this.
This war will
What
be
is
over by
10,000
Christmas.
points?
Oh, I'm
I
hit.
mean, nothing.
Enemy spotted.
They won.
Successful hit.
They won a battle, not the war.
Ready for trophy hunting.
Exactly. That's the mentality.
We'll find them.
Sadly,
and then
sadly
we'll
this is
kill
not
them.
Army General yet. But I'm really hyped. That dev vlog yesterday was like in general the dev vlogs lately were all really hyped. But yesterday one obviously had the community.
Yeah, I really want to highlight Panzer's work.
Enemy at 3 o'clock. High.
And of course, I know him as Mathieu, but this is not
This war will be over by
his
Christmas.
pseudo, of course. So
Follow me.
Mad Matt, of course, are doing great job on the dev vlogs, and we must highlight it.
Yeah, they have improved
I am
also
listening,
quite a
Captain.
lot. Like in general, all you guys have leveled it up insanely well over the last year. It's great work on the maps, on the
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
dev vlogs, and so on. Just lovely
Thank
to
you
see.
very much.
Gun ready,
That's lovely
sir.
to me.
Reverse, but keep facing the enemy.
Okay, yeah, we have
Your
some.
chieftain is going to his death, I must say, on the left side.
Oh yeah. Smoke up that
Running out of
chieftain.
ammo.
Let's get back out of there. No. That smoke came too
I'm
late.
sending my troops, but oh, this won't be enough.
Ah, I got out of range.
Fall back.
Move faster.
Oh, I didn't use my Bradleys. What a mistake.
I think I've been hit.
Oh,
Do you have a target,
I
Captain?
didn't use my artillery enough, that's for
AG,
sure.
10 degrees up. Fire by order. The captain and his crew welcome you aboard.
Oh no, there comes the T-55 swarm.
I got a hit.
Oh no, not them.
Eyes over his heart.
Oh, my Panzer Grenzy is
Successful
done.
hit.
He's done, he's done, he's
What are
done.
the orders? Backwards.
You fought well.
Roger. Redeploying. Out.
Good job, gunner.
Bandit sighted at 12 o'clock.
Right now there is many units on the screen.
Yeah, it's...
On the move.
I think we can say.
Looks like confusing.
Backwards.
Oh no, that's a lot of javelins.
Good job, gunner. What are your orders, sir?
That's the beauty of destruction.
One less.
You don't quite know what's going on, but if you zoom in, especially in replay mode, it's just
Yeah.
perfect
Enemy at
screenshots.
3 o'clock high.
Yes. I'm now zooming and just
Good
looking
job,
the
gunner.
battlefields
Guardian angel.
with some tears.
Andrew, get there. Enemy spotted.
Oh. That's a lot of stuff happening.
Just get me out of here. What do you
Yeah,
need,
I
Captain?
just don't have enough points to use my tanks, so I'm thinking I'm done.
Trying to get as much as possible there.
Out of ammo.
Not easy.
Don't do
God,
that
that's
50 points.
So
and
many
Abrams
units.
is like heavy.
We can't take it anymore. I need that tail rotor checked. Hunting for the enemy.
Yeah, some M270s right now would
One
be...
less enemy. Need
really
some extra
helpful.
firepower. Adjusting fire.
The Fofo
got a
swarm is
hit.
real.
Medic! We
Oh.
can't take it anymore.
And it goes down.
Good job, gunner. The sky is
No, no,
ours.
no, no,
Good
no.
job, gunner.
Yeah, nice dodge. Okay.
Medic!
Oh,
That's an order to serve under your command.
oh, come on.
Like the end.
Oh
Back
god.
up, back up.
I love
Time,
destruction, man.
time to say goodbye.
Yeah, all those planes coming.
That was a nice stream.
Where is the nuke button? Where is the nuke button? Yeah, we're doomed.
Ready to
Yeah,
supply.
there goes another chieftain. British AA.
Yeah.
GG.
Ah,
If the
he's
G
not-
happens and not Derek's.
it's not so bad. It's not so bad.
Let me have a look.
Don't know.
Yeah, this-
Oh. 6,000 losses. Oh my god. That's
Yeah,
a
I
lot.
didn't do super well when it came to that losses either. It was painful. Ooh, yeah, my best.
GG everyone.
The only unit that
Yeah,
did
GG.
somewhat positive was one challenger, and even that one just barely. That was not a good one. But yeah, GG. GG, and I guess it gets us quicker into the first Q&A part. So obviously that's the only reason why we gave the enemy so much room. Obviously,
Yeah,
was
to talk a lot because we love to hear ourselves talking about the game.
yeah.
We are narcissistic, you know, we are French.
And yeah, with that, obviously we have a lot of, like, for example, Twin Cities and so on. You all were talking about how we will get more maps on that in the next couple of weeks based on original 3 and 4v4 maps. And we got the first one already with Darkstream, which we're gonna play later as well. And the big question is, of a lot of community members, is why can't you just make them immediately into 10v10, for example? And what is the process behind that into making them into a 10v10 map?
Okay, maybe the question is for me, I guess.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes. In fact, community ask for take the free versus free player map and give 10 versus 10 version. And at least the main difference between 3 versus 3 map in a 10 versus 10 version is how the AI behave. We only change the map if the command or deployment zone don't work for 10 versus 10. For example, we have to enlarge the deployment zone in Twin City, as they were too narrow to host a 10-player deployment. The AI is complex. If a player leaves a 10 versus 10 game, we don't want it to affect the other player. So we make the AI good enough to take over for the player who left. But the AI for a 3 versus 3 game is different from a 10 versus game. We need to take more factor into consideration. So we did this for Twin City, Rift, and Triple Strike actually, and it's a first try. But if we have a good comment, good feedback to the community, maybe we could push more declination of map like that.
Yeah, it's obviously for sure exciting to hear. I mean, the 10v10 community, just like all communities, obviously, there's always asking for more maps that will never stop. But it's
Yes,
nice to see that
yeah.
a lot of those are coming. Like, we just got the first one with Darkstream, 3 more 10v10 versions coming. That obviously already, like, nearly doubles. What exactly? No, it was 5 maps before, right? So it will go up to 9, with Darkstream now being the 6th, if I believe correctly. Never do math on stream, so I might be wrong there, but I believe it's 6 at the moment, and it will go up to 9, so that is quite lovely. And yeah, great to hear that you guys are working on that, and obviously the consideration with the AI is an important one, so I guess everybody now, after that explanation, it doesn't come to mind in the first step, but it makes sense that you guys have to do something there before just putting it into 10v10.
Yes, working on a 10 versus 10 map, through one like Geisa, for example, is a very long process, and at least we want to produce more map we can. We have many goals, many many ways for improve the game on the switching 3 versus 3 map into a 10 versus 10 is for me it's a good move for give more content.
Yeah, for sure. It's great to hear. Like, obviously,
But-
yeah, new
But
maps.
I don't know. Have you tried to play in a 10 versus 10 on a 3 versus 3 map by the past? Have you tried that?
You mean on Darkstream?
Yes.
Yeah, I have played Darkstream before. I'm also really looking forward to play that later, maybe tonight. And like, Darkstream was my favorite river map of you in general. To put that out there, like, obviously, the community is always split on river maps because river can be quite frustrating. But I think with Darkstream, you guys really did super well on making a river map with a horizontal river that is still manageable and fun to play because it still creates front lines. Like, so I really enjoyed it as a 10v10 map. To be honest, I enjoyed it way more than Loop. Though Loop is also one of the better river maps that EUGEN ever did, but it's still a river map. So
Hmm.
Thank you very much.
yeah. So yeah, Darkstream also, especially in tactical 10v10s, is really good. And it has a lovely light as well. I'm pretty sure community feedback there agrees mostly as well. Though you maybe have a bit too many Darkstream servers going on at the moment. Looking at it, I believe there's 6 Darkstream servers at the moment. Which I guess is to get the feedback on the map, but it's for sure a good one.
Okay, thank you.
And yeah, let's pick up that one question in the chat about of then the man asking about deeper maps that are like maps that are more deep than wide maybe, and what your I guess you already have considered that at some point, and maybe what are the pros and cons and the reason why we have more wide maps mostly in the game.
Yes, we did. This is a technical issue and a design issue for some consideration. For instance, when we take a very large map like Crown or Loop, for instance, and we say, okay, no, we want to widen a little bit Crown or Loop, there are several questions that we are asking ourselves. First of all, what is happening when we talk about gameplay? The first thing is that every unit takes a lot of time to arrive at the front lane, which will certainly be situated around the middle of the map. And so they just arrive much more lately and with much more less fuel. So this is not really something we want to encourage because we want units to arrive at the front with a little bit of fuel in order to keep mobility, to keep the push and the different assault coming on. And when it comes to visuals, we ask ourselves, is it a good idea to add a lot of 3D objects in some areas that won't be played or looked at very often? And these 3D objects will eventually take a lot of space performance-wise. So this is something we are asking ourselves every time we do maps. And right now, as we are talking, our biggest map is Giza, and our second biggest maps are Crown and Loop. This is quite big. I mean, it is around 110 square kilometers, so it is big. And I cannot exactly answer if we can do bigger maps, but this is all due to technical and design issues that we are always asking ourselves, is it a good way of enhancing Wano, and should we do that or shouldn't we do that? I hope it answers your question.
Yeah, okay, nice. That one is answered, and yeah, let's go over one more question before we like, yeah, I already opened up another lobby, by the way. Jan, if you want to come in, we can split up this time. I would say maybe
Yeah,
have
yeah.
some community members joining on each side. Community, you can join as well, and then also the one more question for me is when it comes to zone layouts for you as well, Theo. What has changed, as we already talked about, like maybe wider zone maps? What has changed to the approach of zone layouts, especially with CV changes and so on, since the early days of 1.0, and how you approach it now compared to back in the day?
Yeah, a lot of things have changed when it comes to command zones and zone layouts. Well, the first thing to say is that zone layouts is different from a game mode to another one, as you probably know. Well, we just fought over a destruction game mode. Destruction game mode is more conceived as and designed as an offensive game mode with bigger command zone, because in destruction mode, hide and seek is part of the gameplay. Whereas when it comes to conquest game mode, we want much smaller or less big command zone, which are most of the time square shaped, which are also following the several relief that are around them due to aesthetic reasons and gameplay reasons. Of course, we don't want, as it was the case back in the time with Defro, units, for instance, to be under a plateau and to be able to cap the zone that is situated over the plateau. This is a mistake, and so we don't want to do that. And with the upcoming maps, which are mostly designed for instance, Army General, that I am not about to talk about right now, and the upcoming 1v1 maps, we are preparing a lot of 1v1 maps. We tried other things with this 1v1 maps. We tried to enhance the logical aspect of map design and zone layout by putting them over very specific and very logical, strategically and tactically wise positions. That is to say, industries, road intersection, and important network, bridges, that kind of thing. And we want to make them much smaller, because this game mode isn't about CV sniping or that kind of thing. It is about understanding how your opponents will play and how you will react to their play. We also want them to be placed on a very reduced number, because it is designed for 1v1. So we don't want a lot of stuff going everywhere on the map. We want the player to focus on certain areas, and these areas will be logically placed in order to be in order to force the player to play around them and to create a much more wider front lane than it first looks when you open the map and understand where which area is at where position is at which position. So yeah, a lot of things has changed since I arrived at EUGEN in May 2021, and a lot of stuff is going on when it comes to zone layout, and it certainly depends on which game mode we are talking about. Destruction isn't Conquest, and Conquest isn't 1v1, and 1v1 isn't Army General, and that kind of thing. That's something that is really important to us design-wise.
That is great to hear. And yeah, let's have a great game on another one of your milestones for sure, with Twin Cities being the first map in EUGEN history, I believe, that has this high level of buildings, especially then also allowing them with good line of sight tools, which obviously is the perfect combination. I'm not quite sure, are you guys also in charge of that? Of the line of sight tool, or is that cooperation or like in the hands of somebody else?
Well, line of sight is a tool that is developed internally by our developers. or people that know how the game works in details and how the math are working and are able to do that kind of thing. But we are in charge of putting 3D elements on the ground, and certain 3D elements blocks a line of sight, others don't. And an intention with Twin Cities was to have towns which have very short line of sight and fields in the same maps, and with Fleet we aim for much more opened lines of sight.
Yeah, with the Autobahn here. As I said, like, the
Indeed.
Autobahn in general, really solid, really believable. Only one single issue is that a lack of signs are there, but as it is also seems to be still a bit of an Autobahn and half in construction, I guess that somewhat makes sense. So, yeah, that would be my one nitpick, if I would have to put one on this one, is that next to the Autobahn itself looking fantastic, even having that pit stop, which is also great. The one thing that is
Yeah, Matthew did that pit stop, and
Yeah.
he did great on this.
the pit
Yeah,
stop
thank
for
you very
sure
much for
was
this.
adding a lot to it. Not gonna lie, when I first saw that, I was
So
really
it's the
happy.
part where is the Autobahn is in a construction that you thought were not as much credible?
No. The lack of
Ah,
like distance signs after,
okay, the
and
yeah,
like
okay.
street signs on the side of it. Is
Oh,
the
okay.
one thing that I would have to nitpick on.
Oh,
But that obviously is like,
because the Autobahn is a little bit under the ground, you know, that's maybe that's why. No, I don't know.
No, I
no.
must say that even if an autobahn is underground,
Yeah, but
it certainly has signs. I don't know, Protos, tell me.
Yeah, but as I said, like, that is just a nitpick. Outside of that, both the buildings here, and also this was the first map where you had destruction on, right? Like pre-destructed areas, which obviously you have both in operations and in, especially in upcoming maps. Like, I mean, you already hinted at it in the latest dev block on the airfield map. You already improved on that even further, which is going to be great. Like, that airfield, I'm
Жду
so hyped for
ваших
it.
указаний.
Mathieu, is Twin Cities the first map that we put fire and that kind of stuff on at the beginning of the map, or did we do that with other map before? I don't remember.
yeah, I think it's the first map where we try those kind of effects. If I'm
Товарищ
not,
командир,
if I can
Mistaken.
remember, but yeah, I think it was a big, big
двигатель работает. Мы
test
ждем.
test map for us to test those kind of
Выгружу вот там.
things like big buildings, new FX, the autobahn, etc.
Орудия проверены и готовы.
Some improvements
Дайте газку, мужики. Мы на подходе.
to add
Yes.
for the new maps. Yeah, it started with this one, I think. Yeah.
Мобильность
Yes,
и
yes,
маневренность.
I think so. But before that, I don't know. Maybe we had the FX like fire on maybe on that stream. No,
Наземных целей.
I
the
believe
first one.
Darkstream
You know
came at
when
the
you
same
try.
time.
Sorry.
I like, for us, obviously for you internally it might have started earlier. Obviously it's always harder for the outside.
Откуда пешком?
But Darkstream came with the same patch or one patch later for the public, I believe, if I remember correctly. Like,
Говорят,
they
это
might have
война
come out
будет
at the same time
быстрой.
as Twin Cities. So for me it was at the same time. But yeah, I believe it's on the same patch.
Yes, maybe or maybe before, but I remember we had some farm we in totally district on with fire on a map a map by night like Dark Stream. I don't know if that's Dark Stream maybe.
I feel
Don't
like a
remember,
lot
yeah.
of the chat questions are sadly not quite for the map department, like questions about
Есть такая
AK-47
профессия.
models.
Родину защищать.
I believe that's you are the wrong address for that. But yeah, I'm not quite sure when that is coming. like, yeah, chat, like, for example, I also, Dan, the man, I hear your question here is a good one. I also am not the biggest fan of the sound issue in behind line of sight, but I'm not too certain if you guys from the map team are the right person to
Yeah,
answer any
we
questions
know
in that regard.
the work is going on this subject, and we know it is going to be corrected as soon as possible. But indeed, we don't exactly know which are the technical issues behind it, and of course, we don't know how to solve them because this is not our job. But the team is on it. Be sure of that.
Yes, as you notice, maybe we are not expert in. You know, we are expert in map production and the creation of environment and the game and strategy expert our game designer.
And technical experts are our developers. So this is certainly a technical issue, and it will certainly be addressed by our very talented developers. I'm sure of it, if I might.
Красная армия всех сильней. Громко и четко.
So there are a big fight in Fedor.
Yeah. Yeah, Boris and Theodore are the big city fights here. Ooh, that's a lot of infantry up against each other there. I don't have any. I can send some helicopters to
Так
help out.
держать,
Maybe.
бойцы. Ебугас
I
1.
need
Feind
to try
erkannt.
to
Штаб развернут.
push forward a bit in the center. MTG, I believe you need a bit more infantry there if you want to push into that town.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mathieu, you could use some.
Разговорчики в
When
строю.
it comes to this map and also future maps, I remember I asked Sire about it. He had one little Easter egg on this map, but he told me that you were the right person to ask. Are there more maps with Easter eggs nowadays, or have you put some Easter eggs on this map, for example, that you can remember?
I remembered one, but it was not voluntary. And I think it's not in the map anymore.
Боевой
It
порядок.
was a bicycle flying over the buildings
Oh yes,
Yeah, the
in one
time.
of our in the central town, in central city
Yeah,
of the map.
yeah, I
But
believe I remember that.
Yeah,
I
that's
think
ET just passing by and say hello.
yes,
Банан
looked
Бомбер.
like ET. Yes.
do you remember, guys, this famous little island at the left of
Ah,
the
yes.
big lake? Yes.
The Alone Island.
Yes.
Yeah, and we like to the people who are listening to us. In the lake was supposed to have an island, but this was really like a huge technical mistake. This was a catastrophe, and so we decided to cut the island out and just to make a simple lake because we didn't manage to make it work with all the novelty that the map was bringing at the same time, like high rises building and that kind of thing. We decided to concentrate on what matters really, and that is to say high rises when it comes to
Достанем их
things.
из-под земли.
I remember. Sorry.
No, go, Jan.
Ищем цель.
Yes, I
Огонь по
remember
готовности.
when Theophile asked me, "What do you think about this island just here?" I say, and I was answer, "Yes, it's a good idea. Why not?" But it was a terrible mistake.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't a good idea at all. Yeah, this was a pain.
Огонь по готовности.
Okay. Let's push on here. Jäger under attack. That's a lot of stingers. Oh, you're playing my favorite division there. The Berlin Command. Or one of my two favorite divisions. Berlin Command and TKS at the moment being my two go-tos. But yeah, but
I think I'm for the second inf of British Army. This is really like just so wonderful to play. You have a lot of options.
I mean, at the moment,
ADA is
yeah,
great as
the
well.
community in general agrees with you there. Second Infantry is the meta-defining division at the moment as well, which is kind of wild, obviously, because at the beginning...
Yeah, but I liked it when it was tank meta, you know. So
yeah.
I'm not like a meta fan. That's not my point here. Just I do love what we did gameplay wise with what all game designers did gameplay wise concerning the second inf.
Yeah,
And I also like
second
KDA
for sure has
and
come around a lot.
Turkado. Turkado is great.
And it's great that we have left the tank meta behind us.
Yeah, that's a great thing to leave.
Готов к выполнению боевой задачи. Развернем здесь наблюдательный пост. Проверка связи. Прием.
Once around.
По нам ведут сильный огонь. Красная армия всех сильней.
Yeah, I really like the mix of the levels in these towns as well. Like that you can watch over some of the buildings down below and so on. And also, wait, do you remember which was the town that you looked at, or the couple of towns that you looked at the most when it comes to influences for this MTTG?
Yeah, I was in charge of it, I think. MTGG, what did you take as a reference to build those buildings?
So for the HLM design, the skyscraper, the bigger buildings, the artist put some references, and then I took some picture references too to build the map
Do you
and
remember
to add more credibility.
which city you took as reference?
Sorry, Theo, I didn't hear you.
Do you remember which city you took as a reference for these urban layouts?
German cities, but
as
there was not a typical one, I think. I can't really remember, but it was more like a use of the space, the mix with buildings, looking like some big block buildings, but it must be interesting for the line of sight too, to fight in these two cities, and then surrounding them with more little houses to add more consistency and accuracy to the city design.
Yeah, and for references, I think I looked at Dresden. I think I looked at Hamburg.
I remember I take
Berlin also.
yes is the building are similar than Berlin. I take the references in Berlin.
We also look at the city of the philosopher, Königsberg. Yeah. We took a huge sample of what Germany has done with buildings, wherever there were East German buildings or West German buildings, because both layouts were quite cool to look at, and we tried to mix them in a good-looking urban area, and I think Mathieu did a great.
For sure, yeah. The end result is astonishing. Like, especially if I compare to like other RTS in general, but it's like if you look at Skill Division, it's 50 times the block houses and one church building, and then we look at these towns, how much more organic they look is insane, and that's like, yeah, the Skill Division obviously has like some nice landscapes and so on as well, Or like the town building here is, and Wargame Dragon the same thing, right? Like town buildings there are most likely the biggest weakness of the maps when it comes to looks, because it's kind of like 5 different houses or so copied 20 times next to each other, and here it's how many assets? Do you know the number of building assets that you have?
Oh, the exact number? No, I cannot tell you that. But oh, it was not that big because we tried to add more concentrate town, so the 2 big cities and some little towns surrounding them on the map. But most part of the map is fields, mountains, flat zone that permits us to add many building. But that's not too much. I don't know if Jan, you remember the number of assets of the map. But,
Maybe you ask for the interior of the game, no?
Yeah,
no, for
I've
this
more,
maps,
yeah,
for Twin City.
maybe this map, but in general, like, yeah, how many different types of buildings?
Just for this map, I guess maybe
Number
10
of
models.
assets.
10 models, but when you add the models in the game, you have to manage the district version. You have to manage many version depending the zoom level. You know, it's not the same asset when you are when your camera is approached to the ground. So yes, yeah, but I guess yes, maybe 10.
When it comes to buildings only, but when it comes to,
Yeah.
you know,
The
houses
entire
and that
assets of
kind of
the
thing.
Then obviously, yeah, it gets a lot higher. And even, like, yeah, the amount of different variety you were getting out of 10 is already quite nice. And yeah, like, yeah, you have those little houses, you have some, and then obviously all the additional assets around it. So yeah, a job really well done. And there we go.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
We are glad you liked this map. And what do you think about the gameplay in this city? Isn't it too difficult? I don't know.
Obviously,
What is your
it
feeling?
has some. You have to do quite a bit of shifting. I believe in comparison to the first version we played of this map, it has improved already a lot. But
Okay.
obviously, yeah, it still can be a bit clunky, especially for newer players, I believe. So yeah, I guess I get why you guys are reworking the urban combat, and
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to what you guys come up with there as well. That's, I guess, something that we can go in a bit more. Oh wow, that's a new. I never saw that fire spin on a helicopter. Obviously not a great moment to see that spin, because it wasn't great for us, but those AMX 13s behind our lines are gnarly.
I'm sure you will enjoy to play on a airport map.
Oh yeah. The airport map is something that I mean, obviously, yeah, Strike Team already had the first version of it. I'm really looking forward to have the whole community be able to play on that map. So yeah, see what you guys come up with the urban combat rework as well, which I guess we can talk a bit more after this game, which sadly is over right now. So.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I didn't saw
you
that.
smashed us there, Theo. That voice. I didn't do too well there. My report got quite okay, but yeah.
But I am happy because the French win the game.
Yeah, the AMX-13s for sure did
I'm
well
a
there.
spy. I'm just a spy on the team.
Yeah.
You didn't move during the game.
Yeah. So yeah, you hit Mathieu, you hinted on that
Yes.
urban map rework with, I guess, a bit as well, with asking about the difficulty of urban combat, and I guess it's also a good question for the chat. What the chat thinks about urban combat, and yeah, what are your ideas behind that rework?
Yeah. So we were just a bit talking about airport map just before, and we tried to do some new things, and we hope that you will like it. What I mean by new things, I can tell you about some modular assets. I don't know if you know what is a modular asset. But for example, one of my new favorite assets I used for the new airport map is the industrial structures package. So we ordered some 3D assets from the artist, and especially, for example, the pipes. So we asked the artist to create different parts of the pipes, such as right angles, obtuse angles, totally straight sections, of course, and some pieces with structural support. And it permits it permits us to use and combine them in many ways and produce to allow us to have a lot of diversity in our urban constructions. Indeed, we tend to add more and more modularity in our way of mixing our 3D assets to build more detailed and accurate environments. So we are really happy with that, and we hope you will like it. So you asked me a question about how are game assets selected and what issues do we need to take into account. So in fact, we choose assets based on the needs of our maps, as we always strive to innovate and improve our build. So I will say the needs for the new 3D assets appears in fact naturally, I think. Of course, we then consult together within the level build team to determine the number of assets required, their appearance. We made some picture and reference research. I said you for example for Twin City, for the building, etc. And we also consider the feasibility according to the optimization constraints of our game. And finally, we submit the request to the artists, who are always happy to fulfill our wishes and create the 3D assets we need. I can talk to you about the historical credibility, as we talked a bit before, of the 3D assets. So we pay attention to it, of course. We do some research, and we have some specialists among the team, as well as a player who help us a lot on that. However, we do not claim to achieve extreme historical precision in our environments. We are making a game and we want our maps to be visually cool, fun, enjoyable for the players. And the last but not least thing we take into account when we are working with all those assets are the performances of the game. So we insist on the ability to play with no FPS drops. We really want a fluid gameplay experience for the player. So even with a high number of units and VFX during a game, we always want it to be truly playable. So to achieve this, we focus on the optimizations of our 3D assets and carefully using them in our maps. So As I told you before when we were playing on Twin City, yes, we used many buildings, many houses to build the two big cities on the map. But in comparison, we made a big area with flat fields, mountains, and some places where there is not many 3D assets to achieve this. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, that was obviously yeah, a lot of detail. Thanks a lot. That's really nice input, and I guess that gives us all a bit more appreciation and a bit more input in all of that work. And yeah, and also, I guess, yeah, Jan, before it's getting close to your time to leave, right?
Yes, but in fact, it's okay. I spend a good time with you, so.
So yeah, I guess it's my time for the tough questions.
Ah, I know what you want to do.
So let's start with the urban assault map, a map that I believe the community has been looking for a long while, and obviously we all love the towns on Twin City. Um, but that map already has seen a lot of reworks. Can you give a quick ETA maybe, and also a quick insight in what kind of size of a map is this and why it has been reworked since the first edition we saw, like hinted on, like in earlier
Yeah.
this year?
Yes. Urban map is a big point at the actually in the team. We spend a lot of time on it. We done a lot of work on urban battle. You have to know we have two type of urban combat. Combat in small town on the map. You know this kind of combined town, small town, village, if you prefer, and the maps reserved exclusively for urban combat. So for you don't know, in fact, the big map with a big zone with a lot of urban area for this kind of map. We have few challenges to face. The first was to optimize this map because you have lots of assets. It's important to understand that urban maps require so lots of resource due to the large number of 3D models, and we want as many players as possible to be able to play without needing a super powerful NASA computer.
Yeah.
And the second challenge was to make the game fun. We started by creating real life cities, but that wasn't fun. There were too many buildings, and the gameplay was too slow and boring. You know.
Yes. I mean, yeah, capturing a town in real life takes quite a while, and when you only have 40 minutes, that's not quite enough for that.
Yes, it's hard to manage that, to find the good compromise between the real life and the gameplay. So we had to start all over again, because if a game experience is not satisfactory, you have to start again. Even if this creates frustration on our side, on the part of players. Like I said before, our goal is that the player will spend time on our game have the best possible experience.
Yeah.
So to return at your question about gameplay, we had to find a balance between realistic visual and gameplay. This involved redesigning district, creating corridors with the extend line of sight, and filling empty area with details that have a new impact on gameplay, such as park, parking area, fields, playgrounds, etc.
That sounds fantastic. And then, obviously, the question that all of chat has been waiting for me to drop, and I'm also interested to see if what kind of answer we get. Obviously, if we already got you here as the map team, is there any news or any kind of thing that you can talk to us about a possibility of map editor coming into the game eventually?
It's the good question, in fact. Yes, the map editor is one of the features currently in production, to which we are devoting a lot of attention. And the developers dedicated to the project are doing an incredible job of providing player with enjoyable tools. Each week, each day, I'm following the project constantly, and I can tell you that it's going to be very cool. I can't give you an exact date yet, but I can confirm that the editor is one of Warner's major features.
That
Will
is
come.
incredible to hear. I'm pretty sure all of chat is stoked to hear that. And yeah, we are for sure hyped to see that. And yeah, with that said, I don't want to keep you away from your Friday night activities. Yeah, thanks for joining. That for sure is really, really great news. And yeah, I'm pretty sure all of chat is hyped at us. So yeah.
Thank you very much. I hope you enjoy. But I'm sure Map Editor will be big features. I am actually we work on the same tools as we will delivering soon as the community, and it's, yes, it's really cool.
Nice. That's fantastic to hear. Obviously, yeah, it's understandable that that takes time, and yeah, we gonna wait for it. And when it
Thank you.
delivers, I'm pretty sure the community will be ready to do with all the lovely edits that work with all the lovely assets that you guys provide on the back end, which is obviously already a hell of a lot. And yeah, we are looking forward to it. So
Oh.
that's it.
Oh. Okay. Thank you very much. So I'm going to have I'm going to leave. It's been great, and thank you all again for your time. Have a great weekend, and if we meet again, don't shoot my Abrams too much, please.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks for joining.
Okay.
And
Bye bye.
much appreciated.
Have a nice weekend, Jan.
Coming in
Okay.
here
Thank you
and
very much. Bye
dropping
bye.
all the news. And I guess,
Bye.
community guys, it's after this big news, it's time to cool off a bit on a lovely river. And it's time to get into a 10v10 game here, I would say, on the lovely, lovely dark stream that we talked so much earlier. Let's give that a
let's
go,
go.
right? I mean, there's a good couple of... yeah, let's just fill one of these 10v10 servers, guys. Let's freaking go. I'm pretty sure we can do this. And I'm really surprised, chat, that you are so cool. Like, that's really not the calm reaction that I'm not sure if chat is in awe and they haven't quite recognized what just happened, but guys, map editor will come. Yeah, this is fantastic news. Obviously, everything today is great news, but I'm pretty certain community that's the one community thing that has been waited for the most. And yeah, it's amazing that you guys work so hard on it.
Yeah, kudos to our devs on this side, because of course map editor is a lot of work internally, and as you certainly understand, we are not technically able to do a map editor. We advise our developers on how to do this because we know how to make a map, but they provide the tools that will eventually be available in the game. So they do a great job with that kind of thing, and we do hope it will be very well received by the community, and we do hope it will be a huge step in the right direction for the good of Warno and Warno's future.
Yeah. And yeah, with Army General coming in closer, that's obviously also another big thing. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to all the lovely map stuff that you guys are working on the back end as well. And yeah, I guess we can in the meantime talk about all the works that you're working on whilst the lobby is filling to you. And have a look on that one map that you sent me earlier today or yesterday. And that obviously is going to come to 1v1 soon. As I know a lot of the 1v1 community has been a bit unhappy with Two Lakes over the last half year or so. And guys, that is about to change quite a bit. As
Indeed.
Theo has been actively on work together with Strike Team and a couple of other guys in EUGEN in-house. And yeah, we're gonna get a new layout of the lovely map of Two Lakes. And this is the current plan of it. Obviously, still work in progress, but yeah. Do you have any like input about how you came up with this and what the
Yeah.
exact idea behind it is?
Yeah, so as you said, everything when it comes to these 1 versus 1 maps that we internally call dual maps, which are conquest game mode maps, is designed first of all for 1v1 competitive situation. That is to say that all of these maps are potentially going to make it to the ranked game mode, and they are designed with the help of the strike team and with certain design choices that are assumed with this game mode. First of all, as I said earlier, the areas are located onto very logical and full of sense location. As you can see, for instance, Zulu and Oscars are situated over towns. Alpha is over an industry. So is the area on the left-hand side of the map. This was one of our intention. We also wanted to have much smaller zones than what we currently have in Conquest game mode, because smaller zones are much more about force the player, as I might say, to control and defend the area that is situated around the specific command zone, and this is something we want to encourage. We also want to not encourage that what we call CV sneaking. For instance, taking a CV unit and putting it on a very angle of a huge command zone, and this is not a very good situation in a 1v1 situation, because in 1v1 of course you have less resources and less units depending on of which division you are playing. We also want to encourage the player to keep attacking in every situation. That's why the less remote, the less contested areas are much more valuable than the contested one. For instance, Zulu is only rewarding 1 point, whereas Alpha or Papa, for instance, are two +2 value command zones. And we also want, of course, the game to be played to look good. That's why, for instance, we have 2 spawns on a side and we have only one spawn on the other side. We want some asymmetry to have some salt and to add some peppers to this composition. And we want, because it is supposed to be a ranked situation, a competitive situation, we want this map to be balanced before anything else and to be quite hard to play in order to encourage the player to do their best in this kind of game. So this is what we aim to do with dual game mode, and currently dual game mode is tested internally and designed internally with the cooperation of the Strike team, which is doing an amazing job helping me design that kind of stuff. And I must thank you for that.
Yeah, that is also great to see. Do you have a ballpark number for us on how many maps you're currently considering? Like, obviously, don't need an exact one, but like, how many maps you're
Well,
currently considering
the
for?
idea is to do a 1v1 scenario for every map we have currently in the game, and every map that is going to be in the game eventually. Of course, if we understand that a map is not good in any 1v1 situation, we are going to change our thoughts and, for instance, to not put a very specific map in this game mode. And on the other end, if a map is huge, for instance, let's take Darkstream. We have Darkstream under our eyes. Darkstream is really big, and so Darkstream might be a good opportunity to do several dual maps inside a huge maps.
That is, yeah, great to hear. Obviously, yeah, being part of it in Strike Team at the moment is highly enjoyable as well. It's great to see all the movement going on there, and I'm really looking forward to see the first couple of these hitting the battlefield in the somewhat near future, I guess. With this, the Two Lakes map most likely gonna be the first one for all of you out there that will hit the front line. And yeah, it's gonna be quite the interesting thing to see how these maps then will play in comparison to what we currently have in ranked, and obviously with all the changes in the design of zone layouts and so on for 1v1, it's gonna be for sure really a lot of fun to play with all of this. And having a map for each single map also sounds like, even in before map editor, like 1v1 team, the 1v1 community is going to get a lot of pleasant surprises. That sounds like a lot of maps, not gonna lie.
I have to put it as a reminder. This is our goal, our current objective. This is potentially going to change when it comes to production and when it comes to how do we do things, but this is really something that we want to happen, to have at least one scenario per existing map. That would be really cool. I believe so.
Yeah, that for sure sounds like a good thing to aim for. Obviously, yeah, things in game development are always on the flux, but as yeah, we're gonna get more of those, that for sure will be fun. Obviously, yeah, they won't all come at once. They all will take time, as good development always does. But I'm really looking forward to that, and I'm pretty sure the rest of the chat community as well. Also, chat, I have to be saying thanks. I know I haven't activated the notifications, but I have seen all the new follows. I have seen all the subscriptions. IL2 there. Thanks, much appreciated. For example, for the latest ones, and all the gifted subs coming in. It's really much appreciated. All the support in that regard as well. Even though the notifications were turned off here, so that we can focus a bit, and you guys can hear the EUGEN devs talking, and we don't get drowned in notifications at the same time. But yeah, it's all much appreciated what you guys do out there. Let's keep on moving here. Where are you two guys on the map at the moment?
I'm between between Dimitri and
Ah,
Gregory.
okay, you're between Human Place and like Griffin and Verse.
I'm at the bridge trying to do some things, but
I'm at Bravo on myself.
Trying to figure out where
where is
Bravo is on your side.
Готовьтесь, противник замечен.
Oh yeah, wait, yeah, okay,
Жду
Bravo.
ваших указаний.
Yeah, I was searching for Bravo, but of course it is Boris. Oh, fool am I.
Выполнению боевой задачи готов.
Three here coming in. I really also enjoy the new divisions and the rework of the divisions that we got, with divisions having a bit more weaknesses and strengths, like 39th now being all about speed and not just about TADUs. The more 90th being added. There's some lovely work there by Mad and Co as well.
Yeah, our game designers are Damned, Mad Map, and a lot of people that I don't remember are really doing a lot of good work when it comes to unit design and division designs. And I'm always thrilled when I play a division and it naturally plays a very different way than another one that I already know or already like. This is something really cool with Wano, and I think it's one of the strengths of the game by far. I have absolutely no doubt about that.
Сдаем назад. Аккуратно.
So yeah, chat, what do you think about Darkstream in 10v10? Obviously, I talked about it earlier, but I'm pretty sure a lot of you by now have played this map in 10v10 as well. What is your feedback on it? And anything that you like in particular, anything that you dislike? And when it comes to the other maps that are coming into 10v10, do you guys have any feedback for the map team in that regard?
Жду ваших
As
указаний.
we already have you now in a direct link. Talk now or be silent forever. No, obviously, don't be silent. You always can leave it on the EUGEN Discord as well.
Yeah, let's get married right now.
But we chat if you have any feedback.
Yeah, be sure that we are always, just before the chat starts to fill out about that, be sure we try to read a lot of comments, and we managed to do it quite well, I think. We always pay a lot of attention to what our players are thinking about this or this map, this new content or this new content, and how the game feels overall, in order to adapt our builds and our design intention to what people want to see in Wano and what people want to like in Wano. This is really something important to us, and we try to do our best with that.
Жду ваших указаний.
Of course, sometimes we don't manage to do it right, but
Проверка связи.
that's,
Прием.
in this case,
Не
a situations we try to arrange
чуть-чуть.
as quick as possible.
Молодец,
Like for instance, Black Forest wasn't good when it went out, and we worked Black Forest in a much more better way. I don't know if it's good, but it is way better than it was before,
Хорошо,
and this is something we are really proud of.
Сдаем назад. Аккуратно.
Yeah, I mean the Black Forest current version is for sure liked by quite a lot of people. Obviously, it's still its own unique playstyle, and not everybody is down for a playstyle. And like, yeah, you know me, I already have said it quite. Like I'm a StarCraft player, and I love all the good ranked features of StarCraft as a competitive player there. So like a map veto system in my eyes would be the perfect solution for that. But obviously that's also a lot of work. Like perfect solutions are, or like not perfect solution, but a good solution would be a map veto, so that people
По местам.
can play more on the map styles they like, and we can go a bit more wild in design in the long run, because people then won't have to worry about map design types that they don't like too much.
Достанем их из-под земли.
In general, the variety of the game is already a lot better than it has been at the beginning, and it's actually in a pretty good spot in my eyes when it comes to maps.
Огонь по готовности.
Great to hear. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Yeah, chat, come on. I'm pretty sure you guys have a lot to say. Don't be so shy. You're usually not that shy.
Экипаж танка к бою
We don't
готов.
bite.
Yeah. It was a lot of input today, though. That you guys have delivered a lot
Yeah,
of
we did.
informations to us, which is
Бою готов.
obviously highly welcome.
Молодец, наводчик. Задним ходом марш. Боекомплекта больше нет. Нас заметили.
Meters. Ooh, that's quite a ballsy push of you there. Yeah.
Впереди противник. Нам
Yeah,
поворачивать.
that wasn't good at all. Like,
I mean, you're
it
not
was
in a
kind
super
of
bad
a
spot.
bad move.
You pushed quite deep in there, but the SAS are pretty hard to deal with at the moment.
Огонь.
Yeah, that's why I love second and ACSR. Yeah,
Well-
elite troops that do kind of. Yeah,
That
Archie-
question,
Archie is
Tanko,
going-
about the future nations to be added. First of all, also, sadly, not the right crowd right now, and the only statement that Matt would allow here is that Norfolk and Sandbag are planned. Nations there are most likely what you would expect out of Norfolk and Sandbag, like Czechoslovaks and Polish are confirmed for sure, and I believe the Dutch also are confirmed. And everything else is still work in progress. And then behind that, nothing is further planned yet to a degree that it could be talked about. But Norfolk and Sandtech will come as DLC in some shape or form. So outside of that, I guess more information post-launch. And for now, we
Готовьтесь, противник
will
замечен.
focus on Sandtech and getting the game to full release before
Exactly.
all of those informations come.
Greatly answered.
And yeah, if it goes smooth, I guess we could see a similarly long future as to Steel Division. So that's my speculation here, but obviously that depends. Like, I'm pretty certain you guys in EUGEN. I guess I don't. I'm not sure if you guys know anything about it, but I'm pretty sure the amount of stuff that was added to Steel Division wasn't planned out from the get-go either. I'm pretty sure that was also more of a fluent development over time.
Yeah, EUGEN has a lot of game development team. Is all about iteration and adaptation. So
Обнаружен противник.
if we know something is possible and will be liked by our player and will be a huge feature to add into a game, we will certainly do that. But if in the other end it is really like a lot of work
Товарищ
for
командир.
not always a lot of reward, we won't necessarily make it and put it into a game. But that's quite a normal way of thinking when it comes to game development. I mean, we are not
Противник по
very
курсу. К
specific
работе готов.
when it comes to this methodology. Huge
Жду новых указаний.
studios do use it, and pretty much everybody thinks like that when it comes to DLCs and productions and that kind of thing in video games.
Молодец, наводчик.
But yeah, the one thing that is
Вступаю в бой.
semi-confirmed, I guess, is that Norfolk and Sandtech for now are planned.
Болванка в танк ударила. Хорошо горит.
Ooh, yeah, the big question. Fedor has an interesting question for maps, and I guess something that map designers always kind of consider, but always fear as well, is different,
Достанем их из-под
like
земли.
different times of the year outside of summer. Like Fedor asked for winter maps, but let's make it a bit more broad. Like, when it comes to that kind of thing, what kind of considerations are in your head, and what kind of fears are in your head when you have to consider, for example, winter
Достанем
maps?
их из-под земли.
Do you want to
Yeah,
answer on this one, Mathieu?
yeah, maybe.
Противник
Yeah, of
поблизости.
course,
На будь готов.
we thought about those things, the different seasoning, as it say in the chat. Yes, of
Огонь
course.
по готовности!
But we try to
Значит, победим!
yes, we try to always improve our maps, our gameplay too, level design, to give you new things. But in terms of seasoning, it's not the main focus actually. We would like prefer to in first instance do something like a day and night cycle for example, as you said before, Protos. It will be cool for a first approach of the environment visuals.
Хорошо,
But yeah,
горит!
we keep those things in mind, and maybe you could see those kind of things, winter season, etc. In the future. Maybe
Кнопка и
it's
четко!
it's
Торможу!
not determined yet, but we have
Ожидаем
those kind of
цель
things in mind
указания.
in the team.
And yeah, Mathieu, if you don't mind me asking, what is your... How did you come to EUGEN and what did you work on before? Obviously.
Yes, good question. So before I came from
Огонь с коротких!
how can I say this in English? Architectural society. So I made studies on buildings, architecture,
Товарищ командир!
and then I moved on the video game industry here in the south of France. First in a video game company called Enodo Games that were creating big comment dire, oh, aide-moi là, jeu de gestion, comment tu dis en anglais? Je sais pas si tu vois comment on dit, jeu de gestion.
Oui, oui, oui.
Euh,
Games that are about city buildings, for instance.
yeah, city
Or
buildings, yeah, thank you.
managing games.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah, city building. We created the city of Paris in video games, and it was the video games where you play an architect,
Yeah.
and I was
Указаний!
responsible of 3D assets in the game, but lighting too, environment of course. So I really came from
Ищем цель!
artistic
Огонь по готовности!
background in the video game industry, and then I moved at EUGEN Systems with all those techniques in building construction, in environment design, etc.
Молодец,
to
наводчик!
bring you
Ищем цель!
more fresh and new map to
Жду
you.
ваших указаний!
So I hope you will be happy with the new
К бою!
the new
Готов!
maps. Hope so.
Yeah, that is quite the interesting angle and obviously a nice perspective onto
Проверка
mathematics.
связи! Прием!
Sure.
Yeah, but I
Always
really
interesting
insist
to see
to
how people end up in the gaming industry. And
Проверка связи!
how interesting our paths can be to get here.
Хорошо горит!
As with Orta last time in the last one of the diary when we talked about operations.
Yeah, Alta has a really
К бою!
interesting story.
Готов! Подвигаемся к
Yeah.
цели!
He did a lot of job.
Жду
It's
новых указаний!
really cool to see you here and bring that nice angle onto all of this as well, which obviously already in my eyes and has paid off really nicely to have that perspective of yours on all of
Молодец,
this.
наводчик!
And cool to have you here, I guess.
Oh, thank you. I'm not a really good player at Wano, but I hope the map I bring you, we bring you to you are good for you to play.
I mean, yeah, that's always the one misconception that a lot of people have about gaming industry, I guess, that developers need to be good at their games, which obviously for some of the
Yes.
of you kind of needs to be the
That's
case.
a large question.
But with guys like Damned, that's that's already covered, and obviously for his job, that's also quite important. But yeah, having those other perspectives, both like in general from a casual perspective, maybe even, and also from a just more artistic perspective, it's good to have that in as well. And yeah.
Yeah, in fact, because doing creating video games as a work, we in our free time we don't all really play our video games because it's our job, in fact. So so, but it depends. We have a very good Wano player among our team, so that's not everybody's case. But yeah, that's why Jan and me are not so good at Wano because we don't really tend to learn much more of to play the game, but more to create maps and artistic things to bring you some new improvements, some new technique, gameplay. So yeah.
So, if you don't mind if I ask, what do you do then if you don't play 1,500 hours like Wano in Wano like I do in my pastime? What are you doing next to Wano? What kind of games are you playing, maybe, or what do you do outside of gaming?
In fact, because we work in an office with a computer, I like to go out on my free time. So yes, I'm a fisherman, for example. So I like to go to the sea, river, lake, and chilling, fishing, drinking beer.
That's a nice way after watching onto a 240 or 144 hertz monitor, chilling out on the seas, getting your eyes a bit of rest, getting your brain a bit of rest. That's for sure. Good way of relaxing.
I discovered a new passion for gardening too. So I do especially for vines and drinking wine too.
Yeah,
as a Frenchman, it's like
that's the perfect French cliche there.
I'm much more
it's a
into
little bit a French cliche, but I really like vines, so I have some on my garden, in my garden, but not many, not as much to to create some wine, but maybe one day.
Yeah, nice. That's for sure.
And you, what do you do on your free time?
I'm obviously playing video games, but like especially other strategy games as well outside of Wano, or some games like War Thunder. And then outside of that, I play a lot of Spikeball at the moment and do quite a bit of sport and board games.
Ooh.
Board games, I'm also a massive fan of, like any kind of like board game is also down my alley. Having good board game nights with friends.
Oh, nice. Cool. What kind of board game?
The one that I'm currently trying to get myself in, and I'm considering buying, for example, is Eclipse 2nd edition. Like, but all kinds of like casual board games from Facts of Quedlinburg or Settlers of Catan, or just like some simple ones like even like Wizard or so, and then also the complex ones like the big Game of Thrones board game. I'm not sure if you know that. But
Okay.
yeah,
Oh.
like really complex board games as well.
Ah. Okay.
Catan is an absolute masterpiece when it
Готовьтесь, противник замечен.
Which one is a masterpiece? Sorry.
Catan.
Oh yeah, Catan
And
is
Chuck.
it's a great mix of complexity and casual.
I think is really
Yeah, it's
Indeed.
it's so good because you can play it with like every kind of like you can play it with casual friends, you can play it with family, and
Впереди противник.
it always works because you can strategize, but still it has that level of. It's a really great mix, yeah. And maybe like the first modern
yeah,
board
if
game
you
in
haven't
general.
tried it, if you haven't tried it yet, I must recommend you to try the dual version of Catan, which is quite good also.
Oh yeah, I played the
You
original
can play
dual
it with your
version.
son.
I played that with my mother actually so much when I was like
Yeah,
12 or so. Her and I, we played that super much. Yeah,
GG
Catan
everyone.
is really good.
Yeah, GG.
And yeah, GGVP. That was quite the interesting game here.
But Germany as a whole, when it comes to board games, is a wonderful country. You have a lot of wonderful creation in Germany that are just awesome, like Catans, Carcassonne, everything Klosterber did is just wonderful when it comes to board games. So
Yeah, those are all
yeah.
the starters. And then I also, yeah, the one YouTube channel I can highly recommend in that regard is Shut Up and Sit Down. They also have from casual to high complex everything in there, and like they also introduced me to my current favorite, which is called A War of Whispers, which is, I guess, also somewhat comparable to Catan, maybe, but it's like it's on the same level of complexity, and it's just so good though, and like it's somewhere between the it's the Game of Thrones board game, but in 45 minutes, and without you
Okay.
hating your best friend for life afterwards. Like the Game of Thrones board games is really, it goes 5 hours, 6 hours, and it makes you hate everybody else. Which it's still a fun time somehow. It's weird, but the War of Whispers gets you the same amount of good emotions, but somehow being able to cut out most of the negative ones at the same time. It's my high recommendation to all of you who are on the lookout for a new board game. Sadly, a bit hard to come by nowadays, though, or like in general, because it isn't printed in too high a number, and it's highly sought after, which is a bit of an issue.
I see.
But yeah, that was a great game here, and that was also a great Friday night 1-0. Yeah, I believe I'm through with my questions. Yeah, so chat. Now is your chance to maybe get a couple more questions in here before I
looking
would say
a
we
bit at the
end it off,
chat.
or are you guys in for one more 10v10?
I have time from one more 10v10, and I'm looking at the chat right now to seek out some question I might answer. We are
For me,
talking about Lidl.
I think
Mathieu.
I will leave.
Okay, sure.
But it was really nice to talk with you. So thank you all, guys. That was really cool. It was a really good Friday night session.
Yeah.
So see you soon, and bye everybody.
Thanks for joining us. Thanks for all your great work, and yeah, have a great night and have a great weekend.
Thanks
Have
to
a
you,
nice
Protos.
weekend, Mathieu.
Bye.
À bientôt.
Bye, guys.
Bye, Mathieu. So yeah, I guess we will end it then here in general. So yeah, guys, you have a couple more seconds here to maybe get in your last couple of questions, and then I guess we will end it here for the night then. So that we all can get some food.
I cannot answer any question about the uniforms. There are some questions about Soviet uniforms. I don't know what to answer.
Yeah, those are questions for, I believe, Matt.
Yeah,
Same
indeed.
with the AK-47.
Bat or Panzer, maybe.
Yeah, those kind of guys are you're for sure.
Or 3D team guys. which are also awesome, and who are in charge of doing these uniforms actually into Wano.
Any change for the HUD color? How long does it usually take to make a map? Oh, do you have any?
Yeah, oh, that's a good question.
Yeah.
How many mana rare? Oh, that's a much more complicated question. For instance, we just played on Darkstream, and Darkstream was one of our longest map to design because Darkstream was originally much more foresty. For instance, Darkstream didn't have any destruction at the very beginning of its life. Darkstream was alive before Wano came out. So before December 2021, we already worked on Darkstream, and Darkstream was already existing internally. So this is a worst case scenario, and when it comes to a good case scenario, I think a very simple map could be produced from scratch with some scenarios and QA'd and delivered to the players in around 1 to 2 months, but pretty much more 2 months. But what we want to do with the upcoming maps is production heavy. For instance, as you have all seen, we want to create airports, that kind of landmarks, which takes a lot of time. We also want to try new things and to prototype a lot, which is what we did with the urban gameplay section of the game. And this takes a lot of time. So this is much more longer to create, and this could be counted in months. Yeah, that kind of thing. But if we simply say, okay, let's do a map with 2 mountains, some fields, and that kind of thing, it could be quick if we don't get into trouble, and trouble sometimes happens. And what I mean by quick is 1 to 2 months from scratch to delivery.
Yeah. And then I guess the question of the wooden box maybe is also a good one.
Where would you like to push your map design boundaries? Like what challenge do you want to take on? This is double question because there is two entities there. There is EUGEN Systems as a society and as a game developer that want to satisfy the players, which I do want also, of course. And there is me on the other end. As I said, I want to satisfy you guys, of course, and I work for EUGEN System, though, so their goals are my goals, but I also want to be creatively thrilled with my everyday job. And what I want to do when it comes to map design is I want to try new things. For instance, a thing that would be very cool, but that leads to a lot of technical issues is cross design. For instance, when you have two sides pointing two how to say it, two NATO and pact spawning on the same side of the map. This is something really complicated, but this is something I really want to try. We also, as Protoss is currently watching, want to do new things with the dual game mode. Dual game mode is really a new way of approaching level design, so this is something we're enjoying. Army General is a huge work in progress internally, and will feature a new way of thinking skirmishes, because Army General, as you all know, is a kind of 4x gameplay, but leads into skirmishes, and these skirmishes are very special. We want also to create, for instance, diagonal level design or asymmetrical level design. This is something we want to try, and we are trying internally, but most of the time, or at least sometime, it happens to not being that good of an idea, or to be a really difficult things to do technically wise. And so I think simplicity is also a requirement when it comes to level design. And so most of the time, what you see may seem simple, but most of the time, the simpler, the better, and the simpler, the funnier. So that's also what we aim for. We aim for sobriety and for simplicity, which eventually leads to great level design. And of course, great vision of the 99th Germany that existed.
Yeah, one question that I have still left, as I just went over the Kassel airport thing. Uh, what made you end up on the Kassel airport? And how many other airports did you look at in the meantime?
I'll answer you, Protoss, and I'll also Dragon King just afterwards. Yes, so when it comes to airport, we really needed a reference. We wanted to do an airport that existed in real life, and we wanted to do it correctly. So first of all, we wanted an airport that have a military background at the area that in which Wano takes place. We wanted an airport that was in the countryside due to design consideration. We wanted open space and that kind of thing. And we also wanted an airport that was quite big and near to Fulda because the Fulda Gap is at the center of our scenario. So Castle was like at the middle ground of all of these wheel, and Castle seemed like the good choice when we decided to do an airport, which was something really wanted by a lot of players, as I read in the map feedback Discord channel of EUGEN Discord.
Yeah.
Does it answers your question, Protoss?
Yeah, that answers my questions really nicely.
Okay,
And
great.
so I guess Dragon King's question can be the
So
one to
Dragon
finish it off.
King asked me how battle maps will be determined in Army General. As you might expect, it will be determined considering the type of terrain you are on. If you encounter your enemies on forest, for instance, it will lead to a battle map which is a lot of forest. If you counter your opponent over a town, it will lead to a town battle map, etc., etc., etc. So this is that kind of mentality we are trying to do with Army General, because realism is a huge part of Army General, and we really want this to be as immersive as possible. Invasion of Scotland, I don't know if it is going to happen, to be totally honest.
Yeah. So, yeah, thanks for all the answers, Theo. And thanks for joining
No
us here once
problem.
more. I really
That was
enjoyed
my
those
pleasure.
ones, and I hope you did as well.
Yeah, I enjoyed it a lot. Thank you very much, Potos.
And yeah, with that, guys, I hope you all had a lot of fun as well. I hope you all enjoyed the new news, the good action, and the beating of me and the devs. And I hope to see you all next time once more, guys. Yeah, this was a hell of a lot of fun, and I really enjoy always getting those inputs into EUGEN dev cycles. So see you all around next time, guys, and thanks for watching.